The story of a dog. A lifetime of loyalty, love, and silence. He was born on a rainy night under the rusted frame of a broken-down van at the edge of a forgotten alleyway, where the wind howled like lost spirits and the stars were hidden behind thick clouds. His mother, frail but fiercely protective, curled her body around her newborns, shielding them from the cold and hunger of the streets. Among them was a pup, smaller than the rest, with thin legs and a shivering body that clung to her warmth like a whisper afraid of being lost in the wind. He had no name, no voice, no place. Just the will to survive, and that was enough. Days were measured by the growl of empty bellies and the scurry of rats beneath trash bins. He crawled through shadows, drank from puddles, and nuzzled into his mother's fur for comfort that grew thinner each day. One by one, his siblings vanished, taken by fate, by illness, or by silence. The world was unkind. But even then, in the bleakness of that alley, the small dog had a spirit that refused to break. He chased flickers of light, barked at passing feet, and found joy in the smallest victories. A piece of bread dropped from a careless hand, a dry patch of cardboard beneath a leaking roof. Then one morning the course of his life changed. He was limping, thin to the bone, barely breathing, when a girl with kind eyes and trembling hands found him near a dumpster. She knelt beside him in the filth and whispered, "You'll be okay." For the first time he felt something different. Not fear, not hunger, but safety. She wrapped him in an old scarf and carried him away. In that moment, the nameless dog entered a new world. A world of warmth, of bowls filled with food, of gentle voices and soft beds. She named him Shadow because he followed her everywhere, silently, faithfully. Shadow was reborn. He learned the sound of love in her laughter, the rhythm of life in her home. He explored carpets, chased socks, barked at the vacuum cleaner, and guarded her door like a silent knight. Every morning, he would wait by the window as she left for school, and every afternoon, he'd leap with joy when she returned. The sun rose and set through his eyes only for her. They walked through autumn leaves, danced in summer rain, sat by the fireplace in the winter chill, and lay beneath spring skies filled with birdsong. They were not just girl and dog, they were soulmates. He grew stronger. His fur, once dull and patchy, shone with health. His legs, once too weak to stand, now raced through fields with wind in his ears. And she grew older too, from child to teenager, from laughter to tears, through heartbreaks and dreams and fears. Shadow was there for all of it. He licked away tears she never showed anyone. He lay quietly beside her during long nights of study. He growled at the door when she cried behind it. He knew her moods like the phases of the moon, and he loved her through each one. But time is a thief, and even love cannot stop its hands. Slowly, the years began to carve their stories into his body. His runs became walks. His jumps turned into slow climbs. The black around his eyes turned to silver. His breathing grew heavier and his sleep deeper. Yet he still rose when she called, still wagged his tail, still followed her from room to room with quiet eyes full of memory. And then she left, for college, for life, for a future that didn't need him every day. The door closed behind her with a sound that echoed for years. He waited by that door. For days. For months. For what felt like forever. She visited sometimes, and when she did, he became young again, just for her. His tail wagged faster. His eyes lit up. He limped with pride to greet her, bringing toys he no longer played with. But each visit was shorter. Each goodbye came quicker. And the house grew quieter. In his final years, he hardly left his bed. His joints ached. His hearing faded. But his soul, Oh, his soul burned on like a candle refusing to go out in the storm. He still watched the door, still perked up at her name, still barked weakly at the mailman. He dreamed more often now, chasing rabbits and running through meadows that existed only in memory. One evening, she came home and lay beside him. He rested his head on her chest, listening to the heartbeat that had always been his music. She whispered, "You've been my best friend." And he, though too tired to lift his head, gave one final wag of the tail, one final breath of peace, and closed his eyes forever. They buried him under the old oak tree, the one where he used to chase butterflies. His collar hung there for years, swaying with the wind, singing lullabies of a dog who loved without reason, who waited without question, and who lived a life full of silent, unwavering devotion. But he was not truly gone. He was in the breeze that brushed her cheek, in the warm sun that hit the porch steps where he once lay. He was in the sudden urge to laugh when she was alone, in the weight beside her feet at night, in dreams where he ran again, free, golden, whole. Shadow was gone from sight, but never from the soul. Years passed, and the girl, now a woman, told her children stories of a dog who once saved her, not by heroic acts, but by simply being there. A dog who loved her in silence, who watched her grow, and who never left, not really. And somewhere beyond the veil of this world, in a place where time stands still and love never fades, a tail still wags, a heart still beats, and a dog named Shadow still waits, patient as ever, for his girl to come home.